Hallo, welkom bij dit nagesprek bij de CARTOONALS van Farhad en Sara. U heeft er zojuist naar gekeken. En zij zijn hier aanwezig in onze studio en we hebben een nagesprek. Welcome to our studio. We're very pleased to have you here.
Thank you.
Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Yes.
Ladies first.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm very happy. I'm called Sara Behrad. I come from life, first of all, and I come from the background, the theater background, and also I've been in different experiments in art fields. These days and these years, I'm very into dancing, actually. But whatever I did in my life, it has the touch of a spirit of dance, I can say. And my main project in life called Foroutanian.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
And you,
Yeah.
Farhad.
Okay, my story is a little bit longer, I think.
You're older also. or
Yeah,
not?
I'm older,
Yeah,
longer.
it is longer. Yeah.
So, my name is Farhad Foroutanian, Rad. The short family name is Rad. And I was in Tehran long time ago, and I started in very young age, studying in art as an actor in theater and writer. After that, I went to the Academy of Fine Arts. I became painter and cartoonist, illustrator. That's what I'm doing for life. And after revolution in Iran, before revolution, I was working in television. I made programs in television when I was 18. I started very early years. And during the revolution, I was 20 years old when it was happened. I kept working in newspapers, in advertising, etc. Till 1986. Then I left Iran to Holland. I lived in Holland for some years. I started my first theater group in Rotterdam.
Rotterdam.
ACT or ACT theater group, a multicultural group. Then I started working as a cartoonist and for international politics for Rotterdam Dagblad. For years I was working as my job, and for Vrij Nederland for 3 years as international cartoon. Then I left Netherlands to Italy. I was in Italy working for different newspapers and also for Venice Festival and Bologna book exposition for youth in Bologna. Different years, different works, and then in 2000, about 2000, I came back to Holland. I started working again for Rotterdam Dagblad and also for Rotterdam Cultural Capital of Europe in 2000 in theater.
Mm-hmm.
We made the first interactive theater in Netherlands together with a huge group, of course. And then I carried the group till some years ago as Interact Netherlands Theater Group as director. And I did many things, as a visual artist and a stage artist. Also movies.
Mm.
Mostly as writer, script writer, and actor. In 2014, I left Netherlands to Tehran to try how can I do back home again after many years together with Sara. And we start working in our school for Life Theater School or Life Theater Academy after this in Tehran. And we gave workshops, many workshops to young people, young artists, filmmakers. And till 2 years ago, then we left Iran back to Holland. And we'd hoped to work on our project, but then was Corona.
Mm.
We stopped. We couldn't go on with stage work. So we started working on CARTOONALS.
CARTOONALS.
Which
And
are-
what the CARTOONALs we have seen
Yes.
are made in Corona time.
They made in here in this region in Hornar.
In Hornar.
Yes, in our house in Hornar.
We all know it, Hornar.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a great, the capital of Netherlands. and now we are continue working, of course.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So you were educated as an actor, and now most of the things have to do with cartoons and cartoonals.
Yeah, actually, I am because I do many different disciplines in art, except for music, of course.
Oh,
I just love music, but I never
but you can play
did
it.
anything with that. But I think I'm a visual artist.
And where did you connect? You said everything in my life has to do with dance.
Yes.
You're not a dancer,
I'm a dancer.
are you
Yes.
also?
Yes.
Okay, okay. And where do you meet? Around which project or which?
Yeah.
Yeah, I must say.
Or was it love at first sight on the street?
No, first was a job.
First was a destiny, actually, because for a long time I was searching for the possibility to continue my studies in the dance trajectory, because in Iran I could not do that. So I was in the theater.
Is it not allowed to
Yeah,
dance?
it's not allowed.
Okay.
But we do it, actually.
Yeah, sure.
But I really wanted to be in that atmosphere. So I started to search for that, but I didn't find anything because it wasn't the right time to do that for me. So after 15 years, I think, when I stopped searching, it happened to me. I found the possibility, actually the possibility found me to continue my studies, but in the theater again, which was the moment that I connected to the dance world. So in that situation, Farhad and I met each other. Actually, first we found each other because Farhad was working for the organization as the consultant. Yes?
Yeah, consulting for
Yeah.
For foreign
For-
artists who wants to
Yeah.
do the master in Holland.
So then,
She was one of our candidates.
Yes, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
so it happened in that way.
Yeah.
But still, I cannot name it as a work because really, I feel it happened to me because it was in my destination. Then we met each other in Iran, and then I did the things that I had to do for the studies in Amsterdam at Dossart. So then I came to Netherlands again because I've been here for many times for filmmaking and the project, the documentary film project. So then I came here and I studied for a year, and then from that destination I changed to the dance trajectory. So, and then we made a project, Foroutanian. We created a new platform for that, and then as a duet we do it. We dance together.
Yeah.
now.
Okay. And the cartoonals are after the dance.
Yes.
Yes. And that's what we've seen. Can you tell us anything about the cartoonals? We've seen,
Yes.
as I read, Cage, Passenger, Dog, and Follow Volare.
Yes. There are actually 9 short semi-animations, as you saw. There are 9. And it starts like this. When we were in Tehran about 3 years ago, we went to a park, very beautiful park in the north of the city. It was very nice weather, and then we saw wolves in a cage, huge cage, and some wolves in it. So we went every day to meet the wolves, and they're very, very interesting humans. because anyway, and then one day we were standing and watching these wolves, and I saw, hey, this is not one cage, it's two cage actually. It's
Yeah.
one inside and one outside.
Yeah.
Why they are surrounded by two? And then was a guard from the park with his gun. He saw us, he says, are you interested in wolves? He said, yeah. He says, you know what? I tell you this story, but you shouldn't tell to anybody. You are not allowed. I said, okay. He says, that was a year ago, and I was standing here. It was one cage. I was standing here and watching the wolves. And then one of those wolves was watching me. I watched him. He watched me. Then I saw, oh my God, he's out. He's not inside. He's outside. The wolf came outside. The door was open for a reason or something. Then I ran away. And the wolf ran away too. And we had to close the
In the
park.
same direction.
Not in different direction. Otherwise, it's not running away. It's running together.
Yes, it is. Okay.
So,
You're
and
right.
then we called this authorities. They came looking for, because it's a huge park, they closed the part of this place, and they looked for the wolf. After 2 days, they found them. So people has no idea what happened.
Where
That a
was-
wolf is in the neighborhood. So when he said that, then we build up the second one, just to make sure that they are not coming out. So, and I asked myself in that time, was the wolf inside or we were inside? Who is inside? Who is outside? And that was the question. Then I start to draw about that. Then I thought, okay, that's a good story, because we think we caged the animals, but from their point of view, maybe we are encaged, because the cage you build up, actually you are also in the cage, involved.
Yeah.
You know? That was a story of we wanted to do something about it, and we made this cage.
Yeah.
So to
Look-
make a good design, I thought a tiger would be nicer to draw
Than a
between all
wolf.
those lines than
Yeah.
wolf, because you cannot see the difference between a dog and wolf. It's difficult.
Have you read the story about the wolves in the Netherlands?
No.
Oh, they're coming back in the Netherlands. They've been for years. It's a big issue in Drenthe and
The renter.
some
Are they there?
parts of our land. Yeah.
Are they
Okay, it's
hanging
okay.
around? Okay. So anyway, that was just a start, and then was a Corona time when we came to Holland.
Yeah.
So we came with the idea to start our dance, but then was no stage, of course, and we said, okay, now it's time to do other thing, which we can do now, and that was this cage. That was the first one. So we made this room in the house to make this film, and then we thought, oh, then comes the next idea, and second and ninth. The ninth one was actually the last one to us. Was a conclusion, which the personage, the character in the story, goes outside to the Horner. Goes to visit the Molen, the way we walked every day.
Mhm.
We sent him to that way. So from inside
And
comes
the
out.
ninth one. We haven't
You don't
seen
have it. No, no,
We haven't seen it.
no. It's a cuckoo.
Oh yeah, we can see it on your website.
Yes,
And,
yes.
By our website, people
Yeah,
can reach your
you
website.
can reach, yes. That is Cuckoo, which is actually based on another story we had.
Yeah.
Was I had kind of idea for making an sculptures once, which is just a human body, which you can put it in different ways together, the hands, head, feet, and make very different, about 5,000 figures you can make out of 5 parts.
And back to the cartoonals we've seen.
Yes.
You have made the cartoons that are used, and
Yes.
you have edited.
Edit.
Yes.
Yeah, we made stories together.
Yeah.
And then I made these characters and decor, everything. I filmed, and she did the
Yeah.
editing.
The final edit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not your kind of
Yeah.
art, or is it?
Yeah.
Or is it? What
It
what
is.
is the link between dance and editing a cartoon?
Yeah.
What's the link?
It's a very good question. I like it, actually. you know, I told you everything I do, it has a touch of dance, and it happens to me because this is my mission, actually. So I cannot help it. I mean, for example, in Foroutanian, in my dance, when I become dance, I have to disappear as a human. So my spirit can flow and can do things. In editing also, it happens the same. So I'm not the one who edits. I just feel it. I come aside and I just do techniques because, it's not techniques actually. These CARTOONALS doesn't have any technique on editing. It's just kind of really dancing, and I feel it when it's happening. It's very amazing. It's very magic to me. How can it be possible?
Okay.
Also in other projects, in other films that we made, or any medium that happens to me as an artist, it's the same DNA. There is there. So in CARTOONAL, for me, was like Farhad brought me the materials, all the recording, and then I just look at it in the line.
And so there's also no difference between, for you, to be an artist in Iran or in Holland. You're an artist wherever you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's everything can be inspired me, can be inspiration for me.
Yeah.
No matter it's limit or unlimited things. For me, it's just flowing. Yes, everything just supports me.
Yeah. You both had your education in Iran, and you have been an artist also in Iran. What's the difference between being an artist in Iran and here? We think in Holland we're free. Is that the difference? Can you tell us about it?
In the first place, you think you are free. We are not free. The freedom is not just you do what you want. We think, okay, if they don't catch me and then I'm free. No, it's not that.
We think people in Iran are limited in what they do, what they say, what they. Is it?
She was more than me in Iran working. So.
There is one thing we call reality, and there is another thing that we call it the truth. The reality says, yes, the limitation is there, and also the feeling of not being free or not being able to have freedom. But in the second line, which I trust that line I'm explaining now, is the truth. The truth is, who says that what is freedom? Who is watching you actually when you are dancing, when you are making movies? Who is really asked that, who am I? The question is, these questions says, the freedom just relates to the mindset. So every voice in my head, in my mind, just reflect to my world. So if I really think and if I really reflect, my inner voice tells me that you are not free. What are you doing?
Wherever you are, you're not free.
So then I start to hear from the outside world. When I stop this inner voice, I don't have anything from outside. And this is my lifestyle, actually. I've been there and I've been here. So this is the situation that how you really look to the world.
And is that especially your opinion? Your not your opinion.
No, this is not
Your source from working, or is it for
you know this
other?
I just can talk from my wisdom.
It is.
You know, my source.
Yeah.
So there is somebody who really feels this energy, and they also think like me, and also there is somebody who cannot feel this energy, and so
Contraire. Yeah.
for me is everything comes from inside,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I trust the inner voice, my inner voice, and I live with that deep voice, and everything works for me. So it's just kind of the reflection, you know. There is no outside. There is just one energy.
Yeah, and so it's a stupid question to ask if it's where it's harder.
No, it's
it's
not
the
s-
person who makes.
Yeah,
The
you know,
art.
it's not. Nothing is stupid because everything just comes to us to observe. When I started to observe my life, and when I started to ask myself, who really watching you? Who is watching you when you are dancing? When I started to dance for myself, for my soul, then I realized that there is nobody to
No.
tells me you cannot do that. So I did it in Iran, and I do it
You do it
here
here,
also,
so-
you know.
Yeah, you know, as my experience in Iran, because I'm something like 3 years I'm working in this field, it's all is in my imagination.
Mm.
It's all imagination, you know. It's a suggestion. Somebody suggests you to. It's not better to be careful. Then you start to buy it. You
Mm.
know, you start to think about. Oh, I must be careful. You know, nobody tells you be careful. You know, no. Let me tell you this. We had a meeting because I start to think about it. I have no an answer
Mm.
right there. I'm thinking about it, and I tell you. When we came back to Iran together, it was after. Actually, first time I went back to Iran was 15 years after I was living that place. So 15 years, I didn't see that country. Then I went there for giving workshops in theater, universities. Then after some years, we went together to Iran. And I thought, okay, the things are very different of my time. I must learn how limited I am. What can I do? What I cannot do? You know, I start thinking in that way. All right, but we did everything we wanted. I must tell you. I thought it's me because I can do what I ever want. If they stop me, then we will discuss this. You know, that kind of. But because I was living here, I thought, oh, I can do that. You know. So, but once 3 years ago, we had a meeting with a man in the government of Iran. The man who was responsible for the Iran cinema for years after revolution, and now has another responsibilities in the country, is a man of culture. You cannot believe that this kind of man exists in that kind of system, you know. But he's there always, very powerful man. We had a meeting because she knew him years ago, received an advice for her job from him. And then I just knew him by his name and picture. I never saw this man. We had a meeting, and because I wanted to make a workshop for storyboarding in Iran, because they didn't have this art. I had it, and I wanted to make it in Iran. We had a meeting with him to receive some advice. At the end of the meeting, he asked her, how you doing? I didn't hear about you anymore in 10 years. And he said, yeah, I'm dancing, you know. He said, oh, really? You know, is that forbidden in Iran? He says, yeah, the next time we have a performance, I will invite you. He says, okay, fine. I thought, wait a minute, something must be wrong here. Because this man, in this level of the art in this government, has no problem with that. So we never had that performance in Iran, of course. But you know, I start thinking that to review the things, because we are thinking by cliche, you know, that's a dictatorship, and we are under the pressure. So this is it. But the things are very complicated.
Something like that.
Things are more complicated than this. But I said the censorship never add anything to freedom. That's the first thing. Because some people say under the pressure we can grow up better. No, you cannot grow up better. If you put your finger hard on a very young plant, it won't grow up because you are pushing hard. You know, that's not right either. So there is more to think about it and more to observe. I say.
Are you still working? Are you already working on a new project together?
Yeah, the dance project.
Yes.
Not film, because after the ninth short film we made, then we had the idea to make a different thing again, still different. But then was a matter of finance, and then we wait till we can find financial for really make our studio to work.
With my logic, I think you can have a dance project and make a film of it, but it's not the way you think.
No, the dance project, this Foroutanian, our project, is a project that you can record it, but record says nothing, because it's about a high frequency dance, which happens right there without any choreography, anything.
As theater always do.
Any story, there is nothing, there is no any kind of topic.
No.
You know, it just happens when people are there, and you should see it live. But now we are thinking, if the corona goes on, you never know, or something else comes, maybe the future is, we have to think of future. How we're going to handle the stage in a future time, if we have to keep distance, or we don't know.
You always have to react on the
On
situation.
moment,
on
which,
the moment.
yes.
Actually,
No,
actually, we don't react, we act.
You
Reacts
act,
on the
you act in the
on the moment.
environment.
Yeah,
or,
you know, because the reaction comes from the situation that you see something, and yes, but we really observe, and that observation bring us to have the action for that. For example, now I see your question as an invitation of time. For example, if we can we do it online, or can we record it? This is just, I told you, everything comes to us is just an invitation and just an support to observe, because it's a message. So everything brings us to observe more and more, to see how Foroutanian can really happen this moment. So it would be great, you know.
I can't wait to see it.
Me too.
You have also in the Gorinchem Museum cartoons.
yes.
But now with the corona, even the museum is closed.
Yeah, for now it's closed, but the hall is ready, so exposition is there. And they are waiting for a moment that they can open the door and invite people.
What can we see in the museum?
What you can see is
Has it anything to do with the cartoonals we've seen?
No. It's about this. I think some like 400 years of Hugo de Groot. You know?
Okay.
Or his escape, or his
Escape.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We know. Everybody knows here.
The funny. Okay, they called me and they said, okay, there gonna be an exposition. I said, how? They said we make it and then we see how can we
When we open the doors.
open. So and then they come there and then they choose 4 of my illustration and cartoons, because my works partially are the cartoons I make for myself, also for, but not in commission. Some of them are in commission, most of them in commission of newspapers or magazines. They choose 4, which they thought is going to be fine in that salon with the other artworks. I think I'm the only cartoonist in there. The rest are artists, visual artists, sculpturists and painters. And we also have the originals, But the funny thing is that when I was in Netherlands, the very first years, I think in 1989 or 90, my first exposition was in Louvestein.
Louvestein, that's
The
where
whole
you
Louvestein
escaped.
was my exposition, yes. It was also because of Hugo de Groot. So I saw
the
the whole area, and I had my first exposition, was very successful in that time. And then when they come to me, says, "Oh, we are going to have Hugo de Groot time," I said, "Oh, lovely," because I studied him. His life was very fascinating to me. Very special person, of course, and to Holland, the history of here. And now, some days ago, I received another invitation from a group of artists in Gorinchem. They are going to have exposition in the same time in the Louvestein. So I don't know what's going on, but it's lovely.
This
to
summer
be back
there's a lot to do about Hugo de Groot.
Of course, yes.
Okay, thank you. Well, for one moment, back to the film. Can you name us a Iran film that we have to see?
Iranian film.
Iranian, sorry.
You say, because I was years away from Iran, but she was inside of the film world in theaters.
My answer would be very crazy, because
I like crazy answers. Tell me.
If I want to radiate my light here now, I have to say all film in Iran.
All film
must see, because every film it shows the challenge for the artist who lives in the situation that push them to go beyond the limits.
Is it hard to be an artist in Iran?
No, I cannot say hard, because for me it's not. Nothing is hard.
Because it comes from inside.
Yeah, this is life is really inspiring in every sense. Hard or easy, everything
is a challenge.
Is a challenge. And if we don't choose our challenge as a awareness, the universe choose challenge for us. So in Iran, we choose our challenges. That's why we can
it's
be
beautiful
aware.
If you can look that way to some problems you have.
Yes, exactly.
It makes life easier or not.
That's why this is a channel to be aware in Iran. Awareness is growing there. Because of you have to be aware. You must to be aware. No way.
Thank you for the beautiful,
You're welcome.
inspiring words. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
U ook bedankt voor het kijken. Mocht er nog tijd zijn, kijk naar onze website voor meer mooie films. En voor nu hartelijk dank. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.